Welcome back to Ensman. Well, we changed it from Ensman TV. Now we're called Football with Ensman. I don't know which one of the names I enjoy more.
Nah, I like that. Go to the day ones, man.
You say go back to Ensman TV.
Ensman TV. That one has more like
Yeah,
you gotta. I want to add Hollywood Ends. You need to have a show called Hollywood Ends. You know what I mean? Hollywood Ends. What you do is you what they call it. You review all these old classical movies like Friday. You know them. What's it called? Bad Boys. You know, House Party. If people remember them old school.
House Party was cold still.
I'm just saying, Hollywood Ends review movies, the classical old school hip hop movies. Man, I'm telling you, already giving you a show. People will watch it. Big up to man, them.
Big up, man. Quasi, appreciate you taking the time out of your day as well to jump in. So, guys, I made it easy for you guys. His channel is tagged in the title.
Please.
All you have to do is click on it. And even Honesty as well. Big up to Honesty in the building. He's already done his job, man. He's dropped the links.
Man, Honesty, man. Honestly, when I get paid, I'm gonna slide you a few after I take care of my 21 kids. I'll slide you a few.
Right, so, still got the 21 kids.
21 kids, man. They killing me right now, man.
Nah, shit.
Thanksgiving, Christmas.
It's long for you. Big up to Red for Life in the building, storming a teacup. Hey, listen, bro. Every time you tune in, I have to respect it because I know where you live and I know the time zones there are crazy as shit. Yes, big up to Honesty as well, my broski. Love for doing the links and stuff like that. I've even made it easier for you guys as well. The podcast channel is flying right now. There's videos galore. You know, there should be one dropping every day, 5 p.m. going forward. I've made that the mission, and that the mission, I will pass that mission, man. That mission will be successful. So, guys, please head over there and subscribe to that as well. Psychedelic, I ain't seen you in a minute, my bro. What are you saying?
I don't
know, bro. No, the man them disappear for a minute and come back.
A long time, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And Tafster in the building as well. Big up to you. Hopefully, I have not missed anyone in there. No, I have not. Guys, if you're enjoying it, you already know the good stuff, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave your thoughts. If you're watching it on the replay, leave your thoughts down below in the comments, man. The last video I did, the comments there are vibes in still. I enjoy the comments they're vibes in.
That man needs to come to court.
I've sent him the subpoena. He's told me that, you know, he can't make it for that day. I've given him a different day. He's saying he can't make it for the next day. I'm trying, Quasi. I'm trying
to send him a warrant. It's time to send him an arrest warrant. We have to come. We have to come get you by force, brother.
Might have to go to, you know what I might have to do, bro? I might have to go to every stream he's in and harass him, man. You guys might have to get over there because
that's what we're going to do.
More stuff. But Quasi, man, Liverpool,
yes, sir.
Top of each table now. Premier League, Champions League table we're top of now. We're in the international break period now. So now we get a moment to breathe, relax, look back at, you know, what we've done, what we plan to do going forward. And kind of check, you know, in Zabiri's wise words, man, he says check the temperature of the fan base. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to check the temperature, man, see what's kind of going on. First up, man, let's go to this one first. You guys have seen it. I'm sure you watched it. I'm sure everyone in the chat has watched it. The Mo Salah, the Alisson and Robbo's interview.
Yeah, that was cool,
and the charting. I really enjoyed that.
I loved it. It was so cool, man. Like you could see the camaraderie. This is the power. I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is the power where people don't get. I don't want to say FSG. I don't want to give them too much credit, but let's just start with Edwards. And the reason why Edwards and Klopp, one thing that they agree with was bringing somebody that fits the ecosystem of Liverpool, what we want. So yes, you could have somebody, a player A, who is so good, but his attitude stinks. He can't come into this ecosystem and destroy it. Klopp could have helped Balotelli, but he chose not to for a specific reason because he knew even if it's not Balotelli, it's going to be the media bringing the circus to him. And it, you know, so that's one part where we have to appreciate what LFC is, that family camaraderie. And then the last thing, that coffee shop thing that they built.
Beautiful.
Genius.
Bro, Mo said he loves it there, man. He chills. He looks forward to seeing the boys in the mornings and stuff like that. But this quote, I hate the idea that we're the underdogs. Let me know, because for me, bro, I don't know, chat. You guys can get involved in this as well, man. I don't like it either in terms of we're the underdogs, but at the same time, we have to kind of know our place because of how Man City's kind of dealt with the Premier League in the last 6 years, let's just say. They just keep winning this Premier League. No matter what we do, no matter how hard, how many points we get, these men keep winning it. So they're always going to look at us as the underdog because we're not the one continuously or consistently winning the Premier League. But I love his mentality in terms of he hates it. And I'm sure the other players hate it as well.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that, bro?
I mean, I think it's multifaceted, right? One, are they playing like underdogs? They're not playing like underdogs.
Not this season, we're not. 100%.
Yeah. So that means the players' mentality, their players' mentality is not an underdog mentality. The underdog is coming from some section of our fan base, the rivals, right? We should forget about the rivals because the rival do what the rival does, and that's to hate. Right? Shout out to Dave Chappelle and the Haters Club, right? But we, the fans, if you ask anybody from day one, do you think Liverpool's going to win? They will say no and put us maybe somewhere in the top 4. So we already put ourselves in that underdog thing, right? Be like, oh, we're just going to chill second and third, and maybe we will do something. And maybe that's what he's talking about. He's trying to tell the fans, just like Klopp said before he left when he first got here, believe, have faith in these guys. Say it with your chest, right? I can't walk into a casino and say, oh, man, maybe I will win. I know the house always wins.
The house always wins, man.
But I'm walking in there saying that I'm leaving with something, right? You got to leave with something. And I think for him, he knows what City is. He has some respect for Arsenal, but he knows what City is. So he's saying that people respect us and we've done it before. It's not like we never done it before. The only time we didn't win those 2, actually 3, one of them because somebody tried to kill somebody and destroyed our whole back line. And 2, because some man them did not make certain calls. We also made some little mistakes along the way. And we could tell you exactly what the mistake was. And we were sharp at one point. At one point, we were almost not invincible, immortals. We were going for that immortal title, right? We were collecting the whole stones, and then we lost by 2 minutes per each game. So I understand what Salah is saying. Say, guys, look what I'm doing. How are you putting me as an underdog? I don't know if you in England, you guys have there's a commercial from Old Spice says, ladies, look at me, look at your man.
Oh yeah, no, we get
That's exactly what he's trying to say. He said, "Look at me, what I'm doing now, 10 for 10, and you putting me an underdog. That's disrespect." And I kind of like what he's saying. He's telling you believe us, and I believe him.
No, I do, man. Look at big up to any as well. Says big up. I think Klopp like the underdog mentality. Do you think it stems from that, from the fan base standpoint? Because I know some of the fan base like, nah, let's not speak too much. Because every season, bro. When we do the preview or the pre-season predictions, normally, me and Savage and the man them, we do it. When we're saying, no, I think this team can go and win the league. But then others will be like, nah, bro, I don't know why do you see this?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And I'm like, no, I'm looking at my team and I'm going, yes, of course we need some additions.
Yes.
I'm like, if these men play the way I know they can play, why can't we win the league?
I mean, everybody has a puncher's chance, right?
Everyone does.
I mean, Leicester showed us. I could have been the president of the United States than Leicester winning the EPL that season. So the thing is, that's what I was saying earlier. It's our fan base. I mean, I don't even believe Klopp wanted us to be the underdog. Klopp just built an ecosystem and just insulated us in there. Said it's us against everybody. That's what he did. I think the tag came from the fact that we were creating such a story. Funny thing, a Hollywood story. I'm on Hollywood ends, right? A Hollywood story that you can't quantify. You can't write it like the Barcelona situation. Where in the world that you could write that? It would be so fake, right? The Dortmund situation. What happened? How? And that was the worst team that he ever coached. So it's the whole Liverpool story. Liverpool has always been looked at as an underdog. Even when they were winning, people would still be like, nah. Even when we won that league the following year, people said City is the favorite.
It's because is it from us that we don't big up our chest when we got a good team and we're winning games? Mm-hmm. It's always that nervousness of like, oh, someone might say I'm wrong.
So right.
My idea is we could win, and this is the problem we have as well in the fan base.
Mm-hmm.
We could win 20 games, and a guy could tell you from game one says, I don't rate this team. We could win 20 in a row. Mm-hmm. You see, after game week 21, when we lose that game, that guy's gonna come and say, see, I told you. It's like, bro, but we won 20. I was justified in what I thought. You wasn't. You're coming to me now with one defeat after 20. And in the moment, your point is right, but it was wrong because initially you said this team ain't good enough. We've won 20 out of 21. And now all of a sudden, I feel like everyone's scared of someone saying, nah, see, I told you. Who cares, bro? Like, shut up, man. No one cares.
And I like what Red for Life is saying. And go through the people.
No, I would say LK makes a good point. Mo was pissed. And we had to play Europa League last season. That's true still. Big up to honestly. When we beat Man City in Southampton, I will say we are title favourites. All right, I hear it, man. I hear it.
And there's the thing. People are scared these days. You see, back in the day when there was no social, people would have said it with their chest. But YouTube messed around and created a thing called snip or clip or whatever. So like, man, them are like, I don't want to be the next person who's been clip pounding my chest. And then you are there forever, you know. So a lot of people don't have that. And I see what Zuberi is saying, that there's also some part of people didn't want to hold club accountable. I can see that because they use the owners as a punching bag to hold club accountable. Instead of holding club accountable, they were punching the owners instead. That's fine. In the real world, yes, you always go after the person who's at the top, because the buck starts with them, right? But it goes both ways. So then when we win, you need to give that same person his credit. But people don't want to do that. They want to stop halfway through the upper management and don't want to go through the board. But you are right, man. It's like, even when we win 20-something games unbeaten at one time, and I used to listen to rappers say, hey, you wait till City kick in. I'm like, City kick in, that means we have to lose like 5 games on the bounce for them to even be 5 points closer to us.
Yeah, it's crazy. But big up to Zaviri, man. So the underdog mentality stems from the fans who don't want to hold Klopp accountable. Jesus Christ, blood.
That's what I was saying. You know what I mean?
We can't hold him accountable. I go into every season with genuine belief that we have the quality to challenge for everything. I'm not scared for those other teams. I honestly believe we have the strongest squad out there now from Red for Life.
So, can I ask a question?
Of course you can ask.
We used to say next season, right?
And
then now the manager came around and said, from doubters to believers. And then we had the squad to win. So what happened to we can win next season to City, man? And I saw Red for Life saying we give City way too much respect. It's okay to give because we know who they are. And they are who they are because of us. Because if they don't, and Pep said it, Rodri said it, and a few of their players said if we don't play our pump, Liverpool is right there. So if you have a Superman, you need what was that? Is it the dark side? Because you need somebody to, you know what I mean? So for us, we are the Superman. Or for some people, we are the dark side. For City, they are the dark side, and we are the Superman. So I think that the fan base mentality needs to shift because I believe in energy. If we start giving more positive energy towards our players instead of more like non-constructive criticism, keyword non-constructive criticism, and say, hey, this player can do better. We just maybe move him around here, or maybe that player needs to play like this. Maybe they need to calm down. Like, give him, and if that person doesn't cut it, hey, brother, you don't cut it. Move on to another club, feed your family. But not like when somebody plays so bad, all of a sudden, we are shit. We need to go buy a new one. We need let's cut this person because that person is on this level. Yeah, that got to stop. It used to be fun when I was a kid. Nowadays, I'm like, no. You got to look at it in whole totality. And the dog mentality, I don't care about the rivals because rivals will do what rival does.
Yeah, that's their job.
That's their job. But when it comes to the fan base, we have no excuse. We have no excuse. Yeah.
What about this? Let's move on to this conversation here, man. Liverpool are basically giving Federico Chiesa a mini preseason in hopes he can build his fitness levels.
Yes.
We haven't seen him, man. Listen, he's one of the players. When we were signing him, I could not wait, but I was so excited to see what he can do. I didn't realize how
bad it was.
Obviously, he didn't have a preseason, but I didn't realize how bad it was. Where, the Premier League is so much different from the Italian league from a fitness aspect. This man has to have a mini preseason because every time the manager speaks about him, he reluctantly tries to not use the word injury, but he does. And then I'm like, but then at the same time, he said that we're trying to build his fitness. I'm like, so what is it? Is he injured and he can't train, or is he like building his fitness? I don't know, but he's another player, man. I can't wait to see what he can bring to this squad, man. And we have a player like Federico Chiesa in the team. And even then, but I get the banter. Like, I'm not too old for the banter in it. I know people are going to be like, look, he's another Arthur in the team. We can't use him. He's injury prone. I know, I get it. His knees are falling off. Yeah, I understand the banter, but at the same time, I'm just trying to go, so do we not rate the player? We don't think he's good enough? What is it? Like, let me know what side of the fence you're on. Or you don't rate him? Do you like him? Do we just want to banter him? What is it? Because I want to see this man play, man. I feel like when he's fit, I can't wait to see what happens.
Bro, okay, so he played the Euros. After the Euro, they got bounced pretty quickly in the and then after that, he's been on vacation since because Juve didn't want him back. Right? He didn't even go back to Juve. They kept him outside. This guy was frozen. So when Juve went to preseason, he was not part of the squad. He probably had his own training session on the side. And then he jumped into a league that everything is 100 miles per hour. And he's known to have injuries, especially those knee injuries. As much as the science of knee has gone up, still he's not at the same level because Harvey is going to be ready before him. Right? And Harvey's injury was a ligament injury, which is worse than muscle, right? So I think Slot is not going to risk it. I'm pretty sure he can give him 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here to build his, his confidence back up. But Slot don't want to risk it. He knows, okay, we might not even get somebody good enough to replace that right side. So let me take my time and know, and this is a testament to Mo Salah too, being fit consistently and say, you know what, let me take my time with this kid. Don't worry, you are not in a rush. We got a lot of games coming up after January. Like after this international break, there's no break anymore because Champions League is in between December and January too. There's no break for Champions League like it used to be where by December it was done till February. So, and then you are still in the Carabao Cup. And I saw your assessment. You need to run those lotto numbers, man. You need to run me those lotto numbers because you picked Southampton, and that's exactly what happened. So I need those lotto numbers.
Hopefully, man, we can beat these two teams. But Quasi, the man them in the chat, slightly getting on to you. So we want to give you the opportunity before we move on to, have a conversation.
No, this man here, he is.
So Sabiri saying Quasi's a sophisticated K-Mac. This man was complaining 6 games ago about opponent's shot in a 3-0 win.
Yes.
Honesty says bro's in the hyperbolical chamber. Time
he's
chamber. I don't know.
He's talking about Chiesa. I mean, what's the name? Honesty. But I knew my brother Zuberi was coming. And he's been making these accusations. But Zuberi forget that he promised me that I was going to take a nap against Wolves. And that game, nobody took a nap halfway through because we played real poor. But during at the beginning of the season, I did come to your show. I even went on Grace Can show and said, we won, but I'm not going to wait till something bad happened, then I start to point fingers. The game that we played against Bournemouth, they had 19 shots on us. Even the manager was like, I'm surprised they had 19 shots, but the team that had like 3 shots scores a goal. And that was right after was Forest. Right? So I was like, no, we can't have a team have 19 shots on Liverpool, because guess what? All it takes is one deflection, one something, and it goes in. And the best example is, look what happened in Forest. We got Alisson and Virgil and Konate in front of him, and still that ball somehow, it was like a PlayStation game. Like, bro, it was a super goal.
It was a really good goal.
It was a real goal. Like, the goalie could do nothing about that. So I'm not going to allow our team to play like that. And if you want an example, against Manchester United, I remember you said we came close in third gear. But guess what? We were very close in third gear, and then we put it back to second gear because the last 15 minutes, we just giving them the ball, and we were not controlling the game towards the end.
But Quasi, I get it. No, I get it, man. You want close to perfection. I remember Trent saying something like that as well. The manager is like that. Like, but we're not going to be perfect at this moment.
No. I'm not expecting perfection, because guess what? I was even more happy with the Wolves game that we played poor, because I took it as an ugly win, which football, it does happen, than the other one. Exactly. Because, and guess what? Since then, I can run you the stats. The game that Arsenal fans said they should have won, and they beat us and they outplayed us. You know, they had less shots on goal than us.
I know they did.
Right? They had less shots on goal than...
That's why I asked the question. When they were saying that they should have won the game, they had more opportunities. I was like, all right, that's fine in thinking that. But let's go and look at the stats to back up your argument. And the stats didn't back up the argument. So what moment was these shots that was meant to go in the back of the net? Because it says you had less than us. Right. So if you want to go off of that, should Liverpool fans now go, well, we had more shots than you, so we should have more goals than you? No, we're not that stupid, bro. We know that it was down to 2 long balls and 2 set pieces. That's what the game, resided on. And maybe a through ball from Wataru could have helped that. But let's go on to this one. LK says 11 games in 35 days after the break. We need him in terms of Chiesa.
Yes.
5 of those games, we got Southampton, Real Madrid, Man City, Newcastle, and Everton. That's our next 5 games we've got coming up.
Yes.
That's a lot of damn games, though. 11 games in 35 days. We're going to have to rotate the hell out of that squad. So we need Alisson back. We're going to need Jota back. And we're going to need Chiesa. And we're going to need Harvey Elliott. Yes. And fingers crossed, no injuries on international break. Like, realistically, out of those 5 games I just said, just how many of them do you think we can win, realistically?
I'm glad you asked the question, because for the league, I've always gone in 5s. And I always said minimum, I need 13 points.
Okay.
13 points. So let's start with EPL. Forget about the Madrid real quick. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of those 4, 12 points, right? I don't think 10 points would be bad if we get 10 out of 12.
That wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad.
That would be bad, right?
No.
I'll take that. 10 out of 12 out of those, I would take that.
Because we're literally away from home now in 3 of them 4 Premier League games.
Exactly.
Away to Southampton, away to Newcastle, and away to Everton.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. And does that mean that I'm an underdog mentality, or I'm being realistic? Hence, if I say I want 10, if minimum, I want 10 out of 12 minimum. Is it an underdog mentality, or is
I don't think so. It's a more realistic standpoint. Obviously, we got Man City in there, so I guess that's the one you're thinking more likely to be the draw. Southampton, I think we should beat home or away. We should beat that team.
Facts.
Everton, we normally get into this emotional game with them, and they're on it because it's about pride of the city, isn't it? That game there is pride of the city. Last season, the game that I watched, the first one I watched, I was like, yeah, cool. The second one that I heard about, to this day, I have not watched it, but I was on holiday. So the man then said it's the worst game they've ever seen Liverpool
play. Why do you think people wanted Trent out of it?
And then
Savage hasn't recovered.
And then the Newcastle game,
Yeah,
they're
it's
going to
at
be on
home.
it, bro. St. James Park is going to be
Is
a
it at St.
long
James or is
game.
it at Anfield?
St. James, bro. We're away for
okay.
that one as well.
Yeah.
So they're going to be on it. They're going to be on it from the word go. That's going to be a tough game as well. So for me, man, I don't think 10 points is like a bad shout, bro. I think that's realistic, especially around that congested period. But at the same time as well, we don't know what their squad's going to be like. They're going to have to play a lot of games themselves. So maybe, you know, they're going to have to be struggling to try and rotate the team and whatever.
Right.
But because we only have the one Champions League game within that period of those 5 games.
That's only one game,
So I don't know. They might have to. There might be suspensions. There might be injuries from their previous games. So we might be looking at it now as the potential wins, but it could be potential depending, because we could have players missing as well.
Exactly.
But it could be where we just slaughter all of them teams as well because they're missing like key members of the squad through suspensions or injuries. But I think 10 points fine. I don't think that's an underdog mentality to have to think.
Because even with you said maybe City, I don't even think City we can beat City at Anfield. I'm looking at it as when we at Anfield, I'm expecting you to win at Anfield. If it happens to be a draw and because of whatever happened, okay, I won't be happy, but I'll take it on the chin. Let's do it again next time, right? Like you said, Newcastle and Everton are more of a game that we could drop points because Everton is an emotional game, right? It's going to be emotional. That stadium is small. It's crowded. You know, there's uncomfortability over there. We got some demons to exercise over there. So that could be the one that we drop a point. Or that could be St. James Park. Like you said, St. James, it's a powerhouse.
It's a tough game.
It's a tough game. So that could be that place that we also drop a point. So I'm just saying it doesn't matter who we drop a point. If we happen to drop a point at St. Mary's, I'm expecting her to run the table afterwards.
The positive I always look at is it's Arne Slot, man. I feel like he's going to make sure we go into this game more tactically smart for these type of games.
Yes.
I think the St. James one, it will be, their fans are going to be up for it. They're going to be on it. But I think tactically, if we could just keep the ball, move it side to side, keep moving it and create the openings that we need. And fingers crossed we have a Jota back, you know, our gunman there. Maybe the squad is in, you know, maybe a bit more form from maybe a Szoboszlai, maybe McAllister finds a bit of form. Maybe Darwin can find a bit of form in terms of in front of goal because he hasn't had a lot of opportunities this season, but you know, he's had his fair. He had his fair amount in, I would say, the last game against Villa. So maybe these guys are in a better mindset, maybe a better position to go and kill these type of teams off.
Right.
Yeah, last season we had the players, but I don't think the mindset was there. The tactical setup, I don't think was there as well. Yeah. But I think we have to wait and see. Honestly, said Everton's dog shit. They are, but it's mad. LK Southampton should be 3 points. They're like Burnley of last season. That's fair. Big up to Liverpool FC TV in the building.
Big man.
Fans are very bothered about Liverpool. Don't want to admit that, but we are incredible this season. Yeah, they won't admit it, bro. They still think Man City is the problem, and that's fine. Let them keep thinking that, bro. We just keep collecting the 3 points. Christian says we have a good record against Newcastle. Now we do, but the game's always difficult.
They're difficult. It's extremely difficult. Yeah, they're
always difficult games. But yeah,
let's move. But that's what I would say though. Liverpool right now, I look at us like how Slot looks at Curtis Jones.
Right.
Maybe because of the baby, now he plays mature football, and that's what Liverpool are doing right now. Yes, I wasn't happy with the Bournemouth, but at the same time, I'll be dumb to not understand what's going on where Liverpool are now playing mature football. Nothing has changed between us and last year. We just play more mature. Yes, you have the ball. Chelsea, you had the ball. I have the stat. Chelsea had the ball, and still we had more chances at goal than they did. They had 2, and one of them they scored. Right? We play mature football. Arsenal really thought they won. They really thought that they killed us. And honestly, I'm going to say this. I don't care if I get snipped. After the goal from Saka, did Saka really cook Robo? People need to go watch that game again. Did he really cook Robo like he burned him every single time he had the ball? He was burning. No. Every time he had the ball, Robo recognized it and locked up his strongest leg, and he was bringing the ball towards the middle. And he had free flow that because he was switching the ball. I don't think you cook me if I allow you to switch the ball to the other side, because guess what? You can't pass me anymore. So you have to pass it, right? So they told us that they have so many injuries, and the injuries was just Odegaard and Calafiori.
Yeah.
Saliba was a suspension based on discipline. And you know why Timber and what's his name? Gabriel left the field? It's because they were not fit enough like Liverpool is. We made them get tired. Timber was burned out. He couldn't chase Salah anymore, so they had to bring a young man in. Gabriel was flying, throwing himself on the ground every single chance he got. And guess what? He did that again, and he hurt himself. People, like I said, people, please go back and watch the game. If you go back and watch the game, you're going to realize that, oh my God, the narrative and the agendas are not true. Gabriel was throwing himself on the ground a lot. The reason why he fell off because he banged his knee with Nunes when he tried to flop again, and his knee got caught up with the Nunes knee. That's why he went off. That has nothing to do with us. Now, should Liverpool have won because they brought a weaker side? Hey, Forest came in with a weaker side and they beat us. So in football, anything can happen.
No, but that's the thing. I think they made a lot of excuses in that one, bro. I still don't stand on what they did. They were just like, oh, we went in there and look at the team we finished with. Who cares about what team we finished with? That's what that's the mindset they've gone with, and that's what I mean about this one here. Yeah, let me get that across. Cognitive dissonance. Yeah, this is when bro. If you don't know, please, guys, I made it easy. Yeah, it's so mad that they came into the game with a strong 11. Yeah, a strong 11. One was missing because of suspension. Injuries are a part of the game. We had our own injuries as well.
We have more injuries than them.
So we had a strong team. They had a strong team. These man's whole recollection of the game is the team they finished with. Oh, we finished with a teenager here. We finished. I'm like, so what does that have to do with us, bro? The game started and you had a good enough 11 to beat us, and we had a good enough 11 to beat you.
Yep.
We made all right. So when we make subs and we put on Bradley and we put on flipping Kwanzaa and we put on, so we start going, do you know what? Look at the team we finished with. When have we ever said that in any game we play? Nope. These guys are part of the squad. You chose to put them in there, so that's who you chose to take off the bench.
Yep.
What's that got to do with the starting 11? Nothing. But that's their mindset. They're like, look at the team we finished with. In their mind, they've correlated that to that's the team we started with. That's not what happened, guys.
Nope.
Like honestly, bro, these guys are so crazy, bro. I swear to God, man. They, as a fan base, I don't know, man. But let's move on, bro. To this brother here. Big up to Tayo in the building as well, man.
Big up.
Liverpool initiate talks over Omar Mamouche. I don't know what you think of him, bro. I've even seen other people speak about him in terms of Liverpool are not going to be going in for him because we already have enough forwards. Then the conversation sparks. You know, who do you get rid of if this is the guy you want to bring in? Looking at him in the Bundesliga, bro, he's killing it right now. 10 games, 11 goals, 7 assists.
Crazy.
And then that's not, he's doing bits in the other competitions as well that he's playing.
Yeah.
He's a cold player, bro. Striker, he can play right, left, through the middle. He looks quick, he looks strong, he looks like he has the idea about football. Yeah. And he's playing with mad confidence right now. Should we, like, the problem is, do we go in for him in January, get him in now, with the idea of one of the forwards leaving in the summer? What do we do, bro? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
Then who's leaving? That's the question, right?
Throw anyone under the bus, Quasi, bro. It is what it is, bro. Whoever you throw them under the bus.
Right? Because I don't think he's more like a Diaz to me. He's very unpredictable, quick,
right?
Slippery, pause. He gives me that Mahrez vibe a little bit, where you think he's here, that he's over there, that he's just banger, right? I mean, I've seen people wanted Jota out since last season until he comes back and start banging goals, and then all of a sudden we will find somebody else to kick out. But your question in terms of are we bringing him now or in January or June? I'm more leaning if it's true. I'm leaning more in June. In the summer. Because right now, do Slot want to upset the apple cart right now?
Well, Quasi, here's the problem, though. He doesn't have anyone to upset. I keep hearing that, from other content creators, other people on spaces or whatever. This isn't his squad. So if he's looking at players, that means he's trying to identify and bring in players that he wants to be his squad.
Right.
So he's trying to put his stamp on the squad by bringing in maybe a Mamouche in there. That's really, we know, is coming in the summer. And there's other players that we've been linked with. So do you think like not bringing him in January is kind of gone, do you know what? He's one of the hottest things around now in Europe in terms of form-wise. He's cooking, killing. Should we not now pluck that out of the Bundesliga, put that into our squad if we have clear ambitions to go and win the title or maybe the Champions League?
I agree 100%. Now we have to look at the person who owns the club, the person who is in charge of the club, right? Edwards, how does he operate? Edwards sees a good deal and he go get it. He's also known to get the deal done and leave the player there so that the player can keep that same trajectory and then come in June. So that's why I'm thinking we can get the deal done in January, but then the manager said, you know what, I don't want to, like I say, upset the apple cart, because guess what? These people are playing for me right now, and they're trying to show me that they want to stay. If you throw a wrench into the unbalance, unless maybe we saying that, you know what, Jota, we don't feel like you're going to be consistent because of your injuries, or Nunes, you're not scoring enough goals. Because right now we got 3 players who are on demon time: Salah, Gakpo, and Diaz. Right? Chiesa, he's still in preseason right now.
Mini preseason.
The mini preseason. Nunes, we know who Nunes is. So yes, maybe we can bring him in January because he's different. It will also upset the Premier League because they will know how to defend this kid, which makes the rest of the front 2 or the other 3 or whoever who's playing with him very unpredictable. Because personally, I feel like Liverpool, especially on the Salah side, we need to stop having Salah be on the ISO all the time. He's not that Salah back in the day anymore. Salah needs to have a couple of people to keep him open. When Salah is wide open, he's dangerous right now. I mean, look at all his goals he's scoring. When he gets that open space, it's right. Gakpo and Diaz can do the ISO. They're young, they're strong, they're fast. But Salah, we can't keep Salah being on ISO all the time. That's Salah of Mane and Bobby back in the day. Now, can we get somebody to open the space out for Salah so that Salah can be, it's just me and that space. But he's hard. This kid is hard right now. And it's not just in Europe. On the continent, he's Egyptian. He's doing very well. As a matter of fact, he is the reason why sometimes the Egyptians are going to call Salah, because don't worry, we got this. We need you.
You're Mamouche right now. We'll call it. That's why Salah probably has the week off or the 2 weeks off. Man said, no, we got Mamouche, man. Let's you man relax. But big up to Beijing Reds TV, man. I hope the man them are blessed. Guys, we should be doing it. So Barnes, Pops, and Crab, Rasta Crab in the building. We should be doing the video at, I think it's going to be 12 midnight our time, which is going to be perfect for their time. So yeah, hopefully we can get that video done today, man. I'm going to literally schedule it, do what we need to do. So that's another video we're planning to do for today.
And then ends.
Get the Beijing lot on. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I'm going to steal a page out of some Liverpool FC TV here. We just mentioned Diaz, Gakpo, Salah, Nunes, Jota, and Chiesa. Why everybody forgetting that we also have this kid by the name of Elliot? So when you bring Mamouche in, where are you playing Elliot?
But Elliot is going in the midfield, bro. I think he's going to be in the 10th. From what I've seen, obviously it's only preseason and Elliot then got injured after that. What I see, the way he's planning, probably he's going to use him in that little 10, the forward line. So maybe he's not, a part of that attacking in terms of the front line squad of 6. Maybe he's not going to be a part of that. So
okay.
Big up to Albert as well in the building, guys. Big up to everyone locked in to the video, man. Moving on swiftly, blood. Obviously, Mo Salah and his contract. I don't know what's going on with that one, bruv. You know what I mean? Let's hopefully he signs a new deal. Liverpool want to keep Salah, the player. Is keen to stay. I think watching that interview between Alisson and him and Robbo, like the way they spoke, man, I'm like, these men are happy to be here.
I told you, they don't want to leave.
Do you know he mentioned something as well? He slightly, I don't know if it was a dig, but he said like people have left. I don't know if they realize. Like, what did he say? Oh, I can't think of
watch
the word
again.
But yeah, basically, he said people have left the club, and he don't know if it was like the best thing or they're enjoying that they've left. I don't know if there's a dig to like, why now the
is he wrong?
Man that decided to go. I think Bobby left was like he just had to leave, and he realized,
the
other man then that just left because we couldn't find maybe.
Are you saying that he's trying to make he's throwing his shade?
This is where we need to be. You man not happy coming to Axel. You man are cool doing that over there. Okay,
is he throwing shade at Mane or Henderson? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Didn't even. Nah, they know the maddest thing. Yeah, when Bobby left, that's when he realized everyone can leave. I'm like, so what happened when Mane left them, bro? We didn't care that Mane left my broski. He was the other guy. And said, "Nah, Bon Mane, blood."
But this is the thing with Salah, right? And Salah's mentality is kind of like, in basketball terms, what's this guy's name? Steph Curry. They want this legacy. You have to shout out LeBron for that. LeBron, if LeBron could, he would have stayed in Cleveland. He would have stayed in Cleveland his whole life. It's just the owner was so shit. He decided, like, you know what? Let me move on. But Salah, right now, I got Salah's mentality. Before, I was like, nah, this guy was, it was all about him. But now I think Salah has got into the realm where he said, you know what? I can be the first African to do certain things that it's never been done in the English soil, whether it was EPL or the first division or whatever you used to call the league back then. He is creating history every time he steps on the field. So he's at that point where he said, yeah, I can leave right now. They will bring Mamouche in, and Mamouche will destroy my record in 5 years. Right? So he wants to be in that aperture. So he's thinking like, maybe before he was like, you know what? I've done it. I won it. I can go. And then Liverpool captain. But now he's looking at it with like, yo, I'm at the level where I'm spoken in the echelon of these guys. Right? I personally don't think Salah is the greatest African player because they have some major lists. Yeah, even when you go to, if you go to Egypt, even in Egypt, he's not top 3, maybe top 4 right now. Right? They got 3 men that Egyptians don't play about. Salah is probably the 4th or the 5th. But in terms of records, Salah right now, in terms of African players who played in the EPL or even ever in the English leagues, he is number 1. He has surpassed Didier. He has surpassed Yaya Toure. You see what I'm saying? So I think Salah is looking at legacy. Now, your point about him saying, why did Mandem left? Was it the best decision?
Like the way he so forgive me, guys. I can't do it verbatim in terms of like exactly what he said. So forgive me. But when my first reaction when he said that, I was like, yo, that was a bit, little shots there, blood. Said, I don't know about these man, but they're leaving, bro. So I don't know if that's like giving me like signal that he wants to stay in it, but they just look so happy. The guys look so happy when they're doing the interview. But let's move on swiftly, blood. This one here, I saw, man, Ryan Gravenberch, forms in Liverpool no longer views a sign of a holding midfielder as a priority. James Pearce.
But
bro, I don't know.
Because you are a coach. Go
ahead, bro.
You are a coach. Why do people stuck in traditional football when football it's a revolving sport? It doesn't stay in one spot. Everything in football is never new under the sun.
Okay, so here's why, Kwasi. I'll give you my honest answer. From players to players, right? So players come and go, and then there's always a revolving door of like players coming in young, the older ones are going, the young ones are coming through. So their idea about how football should be played and the freshness of what should be like is different. But remember, the coaches don't retire like footballers. So coaches ain't retiring at 33, 34, 35. Coaches are going to 50, 60. So you're always going to have the old heads always wanting to keep football how it was because they've been through that whole journey of like how not when it started, but you know what I mean? Where the players are consistently revolving. We don't have a lot of like young managers. There's a few now that you're getting through, but because it's such a club where they try and keep people out, certain people in, do you know what I mean? Yeah. You don't get a lot of chances to see these young players. G did was it G that did the video? I wouldn't say G. And we broke down in terms of for coaches how much it costs for young coaches.
Yeah. So I saw that. I saw that was a great show. That was a very
young
great show.
coaches
Yes,
coming in with fresh ideas on how what they want to do is great, but you always have the old heads, blood. So it's always going to be conflicted. So some will be like, no, football needs to go this way. But the old heads are like, no, but bond that, blood. I want to play this way, and that's why now, because success is based around possession, GA, XG, all of that stuff. The old heads have no other choice but to reform to that. And because they're going into that, everyone is now playing the exact same way. Like no team, I don't see any team that plays differently than any other team. Some do it better because they have better quality players, but every team play the exact way now.
Yes.
Stoke don't play like our Stoke. You watch Stoke now with Krumas there, but they play ball now. Like Stoke used to be long ball FC, play it long, gather it, whatever. Only certain teams used to play the ball on the ground, the top teams, top six.
Yeah,
ball on the floor. Arsenal was like renowned for it. Barcelona, teams that just tiki-taka, you know. But now everyone's got tiki-taka, blood. Brighton has tiki-taka now, but they do it in the low, come forward, like slower. Like, everyone has it now, bro. You watch Southampton, they all play out from the back as well. Before it used to be goalkeepers that save shots. Now goalkeepers have to
kick. Yep.
If you can't pass, man, you can't be in goal, blood. And who started that? Certain Pep Guardiola, blood. Obviously, he's my guy still.
No, I mean, this is the thing, though. I don't know if I remember the show you guys did. That was very informative. I think I commented on G Stain and he replied. Same here on this side of the pond, man. Like even Ibrahimovic said, it is expensive for youth sport in this side of the pond. It's crazy. Like the only way most kids are being seen is when they go through the school system, play in the school, and then go to college, and then somebody sees them. Otherwise, if you try to go through the club system, bro, your parents don't have the means to, to get you there. But one thing that I was going to say is I think I sent you an article a long time ago where they said, even though everybody wants to give Pep the reason why sport is what it is right now, it's club is also the other side. Since Pep came to the English Premier League, passing has gone up, I think, over 5%. And that's crazy. That's from top to bottom. Like everybody wants to pass. When Klopp came to the league, it has gone from 3 to 5% in terms of press.
Yeah, Klopp started the press, bro. No one was pressing.
Exactly. You see what I mean? Yeah. So the English league is based right now off two managers who came in and changed the way everything is. And guess what? Because the English for about 5 to 7 years, we dominated Europe. Europe was also doing the same thing where most European teams that in the Champions League, they press. I mean, have you seen Sporting? Amorim, the way he did with City. They might not do you a high press, but they'll do a mid press where as soon as you cross the center line, they're on your feet, right? So I think back in the day, Mourinho said, you know what, you may have to break me down and I'm going to win with one goal. Ferguson will say, you know what, we're going to go and play the Man U way where we are off for transition.
Play, quick, fast, move the ball.
And then Wenger will say, you know what, we're going to play sexy football and beat you with it. Tiki-taka. So there was so many variation of ball, but right now, I don't know why some managers are not brave enough to say, you know what, I'm going to stick to my style of play. But then you have to look at it also at the players. Because Stoke, Pulis used to get players who would play just for him. He brings in like 6 foot basketball size football players and then say, you guys going to be in the back, don't go anywhere. Midfielders, roundness, strong, no nonsense, and you guys just sit there and then one big striker up top.
But yeah, Quasi, let me go back to it. Let's bring it back to the question about this man, because I want to know your thoughts. Apparently now, because he's performing, we don't need a defensive midfielder. We don't need a 6. We don't need someone to come in there. This is the other guy being linked, obviously. This monitoring, still admiring, these little buzzwords they keep using, Zubimendi, right?
Yeah.
I honestly think we still need someone in there. And whether it's him,
I agree.
I think we still need to get someone. But that's crazy to think if we don't go and try and get someone in, especially when the manager was like, that's the guy I identify as my guy.
Yeah.
We can't go into January and not sign.
No,
I think we need to sign 2 players. I think we need to find a defender, and I think we need to find a DM.
And that's why when you asked about Mamouche, I said it will be more towards the summer because I agree 100%. We need a midfielder. I don't care what style of midfielder it is. We need a midfielder. And then from kind of leaning towards the conversation we just had, I think now football, you don't have to do everything. You just have to specialize in something. Like in midfield, you had to do everything back in the day. You better know how to run. You better know how to defend. You better know how to pass. Right now, players like Gravenberch don't have to be what they call it, a destroyer. They can just be the guy who carries the ball and just know how to, help the center backs, right? Zubimendi, what Gravenberch does with the ball when he carries it is what Zubimendi does when he passes the ball. With one pass, he can split the defense. Right. That is what I think we don't have right now. And that's what Thiago was supposed to be by the injury. You see what I mean? He turns around and he passes the ball. Your defense is cooked.
Yeah, killing the midfield and he's killing everyone.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what Zubimendi is. So right now, Liverpool teams have tried to press us. So Gravenberch is being double teamed sometimes man marked. So we didn't see him for a while where he gets the ball because they take him out of the game by man marking him or double teaming him. So what Virgil was always sending the ball long. But if you have somebody like Zubimendi, I'm not saying it has to be him, but somebody who plays like him, if he turns and he has the pass, we are off the races. So I agree with you. That's why I think that's the style of play that we need. Because if you can pass the ball as we do you really need a destroyer?
I don't know, but honestly, saying bun him and let's run me Tchouaméni, but
Tchouaméni to me is better for club than slot. That's what I think. What do you think?
Do you know, I wasn't a massive fan of Zubimendi like that. I know he's a top player.
Yeah.
But I'm always looking at what the squad needs, innit? And I'm like, Gravenberch is already doing what I'd expect him to do. So maybe Tchouaméni is the one he's the one in it, because we need an alternative for Wataru. I think Wataru, we don't have a replacement for Wataru. He's not going to be here for long. So say for instance he stays past January and he goes into the summer. I don't see him staying past the summer. I feel like that position, it will be something that we need to get in, and especially if you can have passing with it, you're still strong, you're aggressive in there, you can carry the ball well, got a good shot. Exactly what Wataru has, but Wataru doesn't have maybe not the mobility, the speed to get around. But once he locks on and you give him a job, Wataru does it the best in the team from a defensive standpoint. He will lock on and he's there like a terrier, bro, just biting at ankles and making sure we get the ball on the turnover.
Yeah.
But we need to upgrade on that. So I can probably say Tchouaméni is the better option.
If we sell Endo.
But here's the problem though, because I think if we bring in Zubimendi and I think moving Gravenberch into the more forward thinking role, I think that would be cold as well. Because I feel like he carries the ball so well and his decision making is so good. The way that we want to play the 10 role, which is that aggressive press on the front foot, I think Gravenberch could do that role as well. So that's the thing about getting Zubimendi. He pushes Gravenberch a bit more forward for me.
Yeah. Does it push McAllister up top?
Could do that as well, bro. Either way, innit?
Because the manager said even if we had Zubimendi, he said Gravenberch will still be getting the same playing time. This guy has believed him for a long time.
The double pivot between Zubimendi and Gravenberch could be a madness as well.
But guess what? Christian Derwitt stole it. Kind of read my mind. Instead of Tchouaméni, why don't we go get Baliba right now?
Oh, this comment here. Big up to Alexander as well. Didn't even see in the building. Ali's in the building as well. Big up to you. Do you know what? I've not watched Baliba enough to then jump on that train and the hype. Apart from when we've played them, and I saw the City won the game. I'm like,
he destroyed them. He destroyed them.
You know what it is like? He's young in it. There's that moment of trying to prove yourself.
Right.
Nothing. I don't know if it changes once you've got to the point of the big teams now want you. Where does that put you? Where's that mentality then? Because at the moment you're not at a big team like that.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Brighton. I think one of the big teams. So at the moment you're doing things that I expect you to do. You have to perform. You have to show, because you want the big teams to be identifying.
Right.
And then when you get to the big team, what does the mentality shift? I don't know that about him yet. So I don't want to just go, get him in. He's the guy we need in the team. I don't know.
The thing with me with him is I feel like he's 1 year too early. But the thing is, you know how Brighton do business. If he catch fire, he's 100 and some million player.
Yeah, it's long days, bro. So
you see what I'm saying?
No, that's the thing about. Let's not hype him up. Let's let him go under the radar. We don't care. We know he's doing well. Let's not talk about it, because the moment he start talking about it, the media gets it. Everyone online is speaking about it. Brian will be like, everyone, there's a hype
talking about this guy.
You want him? Okay, you want him? He's about 90 million. You're like, hold on, bro. You brought him for 1 mil. What do you mean 90? Well, that's what's gonna happen, man.
Yeah.
But moving on swiftly, we ain't gonna be here for too long. Maybe another 5 more minutes, guys. Maybe 10. We'll see. No longer than that. But Trent, man, in Madrid, in Spain, their media outlet is saying negotiation between Trent and Real Madrid are advancing well. The club believes that they will join as a free agent in the summer of 2025. Yeah, but I've also seen from our journals as well, them saying, nah, that's fake news. That's not true. The Trent saga continues, bro. The Trent saga continues, bro.
But, hey, you said something earlier about what Salah said. Are we sure he was talking about Mandem who left, or he's trying to send a message to Trent?
It's like, yo, don't be watching because it might not be good, you leave and, it might
Was it the same thing that clubs told Coutinho?
Yeah, it's old man still. I think that stuck with Salah for long, I think Salah's like, I could go to these teams. They're like, nah, but I got it. Like, what? I understand from an achievement standpoint why you'd want to go, and I don't. Anyone that makes their own decision, they're entitled to do what they want to do.
Right.
But I'm like, we've got one of the best facilities about from a professional standpoint.
Yeah.
We've got a really good team. We've got a new manager that's kind of giving new belief, new ideas. There's a new energy about the place.
Yeah.
Why would you want to go now? I feel like this project right now is the right project for any player right now around the world. And I think I mentioned it on one of the streams I did recently, and I was like, before we lost that project identity, like where teams
don't do that anymore.
Like, I don't want to go to Liverpool. There was a period on the clock where everyone's like, nah, Liverpool. I want to go Liverpool. I want to work with Klopp. And I feel like now the transition, obviously Slot hasn't won or done anything yet. But I feel like the energy around it with the changes and the way we've adapted to those changes, I feel like this is the right project for any young player now. And for players that thinking about their future, I think they should consider this is one of the top projects out there.
Right. Because look at it this way. Mbappe hasn't light up the skies yet, has he?
Not really.
I mean, Madrid, yes. Everybody talk about Madrid. Okay, they have the history. They have
from a Champions League standpoint, they do.
Champions League standpoint, they have the history, and the media has made them the proverbial best club in the world, right? But is it what it's meant to be? I mean, you might go there for a year. I mean, Jude, he can leave right now because he won it all. I went to play for Real Madrid. I beat them I beat Barcelona in El Clasico. I scored. Champions League. I've done all this.
La Liga done it.
La Liga done it. So
what now?
What now? Exactly. You can leave. He's done. But Trent, are you sure though? Because now you're gonna go to Madrid, who are, let's be honest, they are also in transition.
Yeah.
They might not have the same manager anymore next year.
No, only that Barcelona is
waking up.
They're waking up, so that's going to be tough, bro. You already seen what they dealt with them in the El Clasico already. So,
and what's the name? Perez. As soon as he sees what his generation project is doing, it's not working. He will go to the banks and the king and say, "I need a couple bill to rebuild this club." And Trent, what makes you think that you will be one of the people who's gonna still be there? Because guess what? Let's say, for instance, Alonso comes in. Alonso is gonna play 3 in the back. That means, Trent, you have to be a wing back. Are you a wing back, Trent? I know you could bomb forward, but now you have to come back and defend. Nobody's gonna be running the Henderson and Konate role. Are you gonna be able to do that? So there's a lot of things. I mean, if you're going for the legacy of your future or whatever, hey, I say go get your money, go get whatever you want. But at the end of the day, whatever you do in Madrid, can you do it at Liverpool? Can you become?
Hey, he might not. Hey, listen, he might not be fit. I think Sav said it early, man. He said it a few weeks back. He's like, I bet you Trent will be injured for that Real Madrid and he won't play. Hey, he might be back for that game. Let's see what happens, man.
Yeah.
But before we head out, guys, last one on the list. Obviously, Jarrell Kwanzaa been called up to the senior squad for England. Obviously, him and Curtis together in training, man. So, big up to the boys, man. That's good for him from a senior call-up. Under 21s.
You know what they're asking each other right now? Show that picture again.
Go ahead.
Curtis said, do you know that Nigeria jollof is better than Ghana jollof, right? and he's telling him, brother, come on now. But I think it's a good thing for the young man. He's a good player. He just needs to. There's a little bit of dust on his. What's up?
Naivety
that he needs to polish off. That brain lack of judgment where he's young, right? If you talk to Virgil said this kid is better than me when I was at his age. You see what I mean? So let's make sure he keeps making the mistake so that when the time is right, he doesn't do it again. So it requires him to play more. But at this point, I called when Virgil was at his best, he was in the God mode. If anybody watched Dragon Ball Anime, Virgil was a God mode at one point. Right now, he and Konate are in demon time. Like demon time. When you get to the God mode, you are the best there ever is. Virgil reached there, the injury brought him down. Right now, he's playing where he's getting the aura of that God mode. He's not the God mode yet, but he's playing with that aura, right? He's playing with that aura. Konate is on a demon time. There is no center back in the world right now better than Konate.
No, he's on.
I dare anybody to pick one.
He's on smoke, man. Obviously, there's other players out there, innit? We could be biased. I know most people are like, oh, you might not be biased, man, you know. But, bro, I promise you, from a form standpoint, this man's on smoke, man. And I do watch the other leagues. There is top centre-backs out there, but yeah, Konate is on a different level at the moment, man. He's just on it. He's just on it. At the moment, I feel like anyone he comes up against, they're not on it, bro. I saw Martinelli turn away. Like, Martinelli did the thing where bro, he turned away, bro.
He turned away.
I'm chasing that.
He said, I'm not chasing that ball.
Face as well. Wanted a strong you know what I mean? Scoring goals, won the league last year, went unbeaten, all that. Bro, I see he knocked the ball around Konate. Konate stepped in front of him. Man just went, he's had the ball, man. I ain't trying to do all of that.
People might say I'm biased. Of course, I'm biased. But if you are being spoken, like rival fans are saying, Konate is the one doing all the work, man. Virgil is doing nothing.
Nah, don't say that, bro. Don't.
That's what they're saying, right?
Oh, yeah. Don't spread that.
That's what they're saying. No, Virgil, I know, bro. Do you know that for a player, for people to respect you so much that they'll be like, you know what? I'm not even going to come to your side. If anybody who watch in the chat, who watch football, American football, back in the day, there used to be a player called Primetime. Now he's a coach, Coach Prime. He used to be a cornerback. He used to stand there and just, everybody's like, why is he not running? Because the quarterback, no, I'm not throwing on his side. He's going to pick me up. That is Virgil right now. Against Aston Villa, the commentator is like, why doesn't Watkins go on Virgil's side so that they can put pressure on Robo? Because that means Virgil would be busy taking for Watkins and Robo will be isolated, right? And I was like, okay, you're making sense. Because everybody's scared to be where Virgil is, so they'll be like, you know what? I'm going to put the smoke on Konate. And right now, Konate is playing like a beast right now. So when you are so respected like Virgil is right now, he earns it. That's what makes him the best defender there is. Because they know they can go toe-to-toe. There's a player who say, you know what? I'm going to go against you. I'm going to try and see how good you are.
Bro.
I'm trying, but they're not. But, you know, with Kwanzaa, I think he needs more game time. He has to play those things off him. He can't just come in every other game and we think that it's going to go away. He has to consistently play and make those mistakes. Remember, Konate used to be like that, where he will rush and foul a player in a very dangerous side of the field.
100%.
Now, he takes his time. He knows he's faster than you. He's stronger than you. He'll be like, yeah, go ahead. Let's go. If you beat me, you beat me. If not, you know, just leave and, you know, we will act like nothing ever happened. And Martinelli got the message. Yeah. He got the assignment and say, hey brother, I'll try next time. Good decision.
Big up to us, man. This man says instinct. We don't need the Egyptian king, bro. When did I say we don't need him, bro?
The agenda is strong,
calm. I've been calm this season with him, man. He's cooking still.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I've been calm still, man. But listen, you see, you missed the part when we spoke about the Egyptians still. You know what I mean? People only pick and choose when they join in, bro.
Let's be honest. At this point, I think we both agreed. Mo, in terms of performance, I think Zuberi brought it up earlier. It's not where we used to want him to be at. Like he's giving us the GA. So if the manager is okay with it, who am I to say, hey, you know what I mean? Who am I to say, hey, get him out?
But at the same time, we know the manager's happy with it. But for us, we have to, you know what I mean, speak on it, bro. Why are we gonna just be quiet? You know what I mean? It's out there to speak about. Let's speak about it. Well, listen, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, man. You already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that great stuff. And go and watch the other videos, man, that's out there as well. Big up to Quasi as well for jumping in, bro.
Thank you for having me. Before we leave, this blasphemy that that gentleman by the name of K-Mac was spewing on your brother's show, that you bring him to court, you know,
doesn't want to come to court, bro.
The guy don't want to come to court. So people, tell the man them when you see K-Mac,
big up, Kev, man.
Tell him that the court is looking for him. We don't want to send the sheriff after him, you know. So please, you know, if you're going to have the chance to say what you said, you got to face the people.
Hey, we're going to have to go and spam every chat he's in, man, to get into court, bro, because can't be out here spewing what he spewed, bro. But yeah, guys, if you haven't seen that video, man, it's in, it's already up, man. The video is there. Go and watch it, man. He needs to come and answer for some of those quotes.
But your intro is...
I was laughing.
I was laughing. How about the office? One of my coworkers was like, "Why are you laughing?" I was laughing, man. I watched it afterwards when you were done. I was cracking up, man. It fits. It's perfect, man. That's genius, man.
I appreciate it, genius. Hopefully be back later. I'm gonna go and schedule the show now with the Bayesian lot, man. So I said to obviously Barnes the other day, man, we feel like we ain't done a show in a minute. I remember the last one we did was jokes. I think it was me, him, Cav, Zubiri, and Savage. And we did a little bit of questions and we were just testing both sides and who knew their knowledge around Liverpool kind of thing. It's not going to be something like that this time around. It'll just be catching up with the man, because their shows are at some crazy ass times at night when I'm asleep. So I'm going to stay up now to try and do a show with them so we can have some laugh, a bit of banter. So guys, you know what I mean, lock in back later as well. Quasi, go and enjoy the rest of your day, bro.
Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate it, man.
You guys already know what time it is, man. Catch you guys next time. Peace.
I have an idea. I heard the song today a few times, and I you can do that. I have no problem with that. Let's see how the response will be. Arne Slot, la 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 la. Imagine the next season starts and you are not waiting what's going on. No, you go full throttle into it. You welcome the new manager like you welcomed me. You go all in from the first day.